lights grow low. Screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night. Guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits. Ducking the light, the last pour from a hooch. Cleaning the streets, hosing the drums. Sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, feeling through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
Here we go. All right. It's live. We're live. How are you doing, my friends? I said friends. I know Rudy is there. He's the only one. Hello, how are you, my friend? My one and only. Got some things on the agenda. Getting better about preparing. Not as good as I'd like to be. I went from no prep to remembering to prep but not doing it to doing it to hopefully I'll do better at it. And so that's it, man. Rudy Lotta, feel free to do whatever you want to do. One of my biggest supporters. Thank you, Rudy. I like playing the Stinger Zingers because I like hearing the Mortal Kombat, and I like Lizzie's too. And so here we are. Just packing a bowl real quick. I know it could have already been done, but here we are. All right. Let's start off with this one. I've noticed this many, many times. But you like it too? Cool. I know, right? That's the best part of the song is Mortal Kombat. So it's like, it's all you really need is just the hook. So I've seen a lot of articles like this. Basically, these are articles that are written about people complaining about doing their jobs. So they go, oh, let's find somebody here let's go interview somebody and ask them, what don't you like about your job? You could do this with anything, by the way. Howard Stern complains all the time about work. He barely works anymore. And when he does, he complains. I have a friend. He was an F-16 fighter pilot. This guy, motherfucker, flew an F-16 for like nearly 20 years or something. And when you talk to him about it, he's like, nah, whatever. It's a job. Got boring. This complaint, that complaint, another complaint. So what is the point of having articles where we interview people just to hear about, hear them complaining about doing their jobs? Now, I love if you've got, Rudy was doing a job where a fat guy fell through a roof and got stuck in a crawl space. Like, I love a great story about something going wrong, especially if your job sucks. But these articles are never like construction workers share the 10 things they most hate about their job. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yes, I used to love being in the construction. The mamacita would walk by and I would go, hey, mamacita, why don't you blow me? And we would get a good laugh. We would all laugh. Even my redneck friends, they would join in. Well, shit, yeah, we would. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people hear my accent, they think I'm a racist. I'll tell you what, I'm no racist. I work along with a lot of Mexicans and even a couple of Puerto Ricans. There's no Jews here, but I wouldn't mind working with a Jew. I mean, I do work with when I get paid, I see a Jew, the accountant. Yes, we get along very good at the job. There is no racism. Hot damn, there's no racism, son. Now, but I have to agree with my friend Pedro. It is not like it used to be. We used to love catcalling the ladies. You go, hey, ladies. Why don't you smile more? Oh, yes. I used to love to tell them. I used to say, oh, mamacita, why don't you smile? You're so pretty. You are so pretty when you smile. And me and my friend Joel, yes, he is kind of white trash, but we drink together and we both love the pussy. Hell yeah, we love pussy. Tell you what, pussy brings the races together. What's this about again? Oh yeah, the article. Top 10 things about being a construction worker that we don't like. Well, number one, as you could tell, is Pedro and I, we're not allowed to catcall the ladies anymore. There's ever since the Me 3 movement. That's right. Ever since all of the ladies got together and got all angry, you can't tell them, oh, why don't you smile? That really makes them mad. Yes, it does. You can't tell them to smile. You can't tell them to show them your titties. You can't say, show me your titties and get a big laugh. Used to be a laugh. Once an hour, we'd have a laugh. It's not a big break, but it's the only break we get working this back-breaking job. Yes, it's a very hard job, but it's better than being a Jew in an office. Yep, I agree, Pedro. I agree. I'd rather be out here sweating than in the office eating bagels. Bagels and lox. But they're never talking about jobs like that. It's never 10 biggest complaints about being a miner or a carpet installer or a roofer. It's like, that's a fucking brutal job being a roofer. Roofers are all a little crazy in the mind because of all the sun. Eddie Bravo took a job roofing. He quit like within the first few hours. He's told that story years ago. He took this job roofing, and he lasted, I think, maybe a day. Fucking brutal. Meanwhile, comedian Bob Golub, he worked as a roofer for years, and fuck, he'd probably do it now if you threw him a few bucks. But look at what the articles are about. Here it is. Bartenders are sharing drinks they can't stand making, and now I'm reconsidering my order. Oh no. Are there bartenders that are just suffering because they have to make an order with a few more ingredients? I will say this, that ordering a lot of these drinks, I'm mad at everybody here. I'm mad that there's an article about bartenders complaining, and I'm mad that there are people that like order these stupid drinks. But I bring it up, like, that's my point. There's so many articles like this about, it's like top 10 things your barista secretly hates about you. 10 things you're doing at a hotel that makes your maid want to hang herself. You know what I mean? It's always like, look at how hard their job. Here's 10 ways you're annoying flight attendants, and their job's hard enough already. Again, you never hear these articles about miners, carpet installers, roofers, HVAC repairmen. Hey, Lizzie.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
So, there you go. So here's a whole article about bartenders complaining about doing their jobs. I'm going to refresh just so we can get the graphics. Yahoo is such a shit website. Yeah, scraping gum off a parking lot, selling meat off the back of a truck, making boxes in a warehouse in 105-degree weather with no AC. No, it's fucking... You don't see those articles. By the way, you don't see an article like... Here's what slave labor in China wants you to know about your iPhone. Where's that article? But no, we need to hear from the poor, downtrodden bartenders. It's got to be so hard being a bartender, especially in LA where you have to be beautiful, make six figures and get laid constantly. Oh, it's brutal, I tell you. So number one, so here it is. Here are the drinks bartenders don't like to make. Mojitos. Fantastic drink. And I love making them for myself and friends, but I'm too much of a perfectionist to have to make them en masse. If you're ordering a mojito, just chop your cock off. Put your cock in a guillotine. Be like, hi, bartender, I'd like to order a mojito. Is that for you, sir? Well, yes, it is. You see that we're very busy right now and you're a man, yes? Yes, I'm aware of that. All right, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and make that for you. I just need you to stick your dick in this guillotine, or at least your balls, because you're lying about being a man. Here's the second one they don't like. I want something fruity that's strong, but I don't want to be able to taste the alcohol. Okay, enjoy your Malibu and pineapple. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a hot 22-year-old girl that doesn't really fucking drink much, but she realizes that she wants to get drunk because she needs to do something to feel anything, being soulless and all. And so she's like, I don't know. I just don't know anything about drinking. Listen, one time I was at a party. I was like 15 and a senior invited me, and they had this punch bowl. And oh my God, somebody totally spiked the drink, and I got so fucked up. I'm pretty sure I lost my virginity to 3 different people that night. And yeah, I threw up a lot, but I didn't taste the alcohol. So could you just give me something that screams 15-year-old high school date rape party punch bowl mix? Because it was delicious. It was delicious. One of the best and worst days of my life, really. I'm talking about the puking, of course. The rape went down easy. I mean, that's how good that punch was. So I don't know why, okay, Malibu and pineapple. Why do you have to be a cunt about it as a bartender? Having a boss fuck your wife and tell you can't say shit or you'll be fired, so you accept it and raise this kid on minimum wage, only for her to leave you for him. Now you pay child support. Oh my God, Rudy, where did you come up with that? Rudy, did you concoct that story, or that you just described a fucking cuckold nightmare? Woof! Good one, Rudy. No, I know it's not you. I know you, dude. You would never. You're no cuck. You are no cuck, my friend. All right. I don't see why it's so offensive if a naive, soon to be alcoholic wants a drink that gets her drunk that doesn't have an alcoholic type taste. I mean, how about this? Why not make her a little refined? Why not say, listen, sweetheart, you clearly don't like the taste of alcohol, and most people don't. So, why don't you get a nice glass of red wine? I don't know. Will that get me fucked up, though? I want to get really fucked up. Yeah, you ever heard of a wino? It totally can get you fucked up. Malibu, there's hardly any. Malibu rum is very low in alcohol. Yeah, I mean, red wine, class up the little slut. And then you don't have to worry about mixing anything. You just tell her, you go, hey, you know what? I don't know. I don't really like wine. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, then Malibu and pineapple, I guess. Or how about, you know what? How about Bailey's Irish cream and with Captain Morgan? Talk about a sweet fest. All right, number 3 on bartenders complaining about having the easiest job in the world. Lizzie says, I rotate a couple of mixed drinks. Amaretto, whiskey sour, buttery nipple, or a nuts and berries. Those are chick drinks, and you're pretty young. It makes sense. I think those are age-appropriate chick drinks for where you're at in life, Lizzie. I have no complaints there. I don't know about nuts and berries. I don't know anything about that one. That's almost not a bad Moira impression. Do you know Moira from Schitt's Creek? The affectation she has. I want to be able to talk like her. Fucking my favorite part of Schitt's Creek is Moira. The way she talks, it just fucking crushes me. I just want to hear her talk. I want an audio book read in the voice of Moira, with little side commentary as she reads it. You know. Red-headed sluts is number 3 on the list. I have red hair, and every time a man orders one, he's usually extremely creepy and thinks he's the most clever man alive. You know, let me tell you something about shit you've heard a lot. My name is Zach. You don't think I've heard every play on word you could imagine with my name? You know? Hey, Zach Attack. You don't think I've heard that? But let me ask you a question. If I meet somebody, hey, what's your name? Oh, Bill. Nice to meet you, Bill. I'm Zach. Oh, Zach Attack, man. Nice to meet you. To me, that's a guy that gave my name an extra half a second of thought and is just trying to be a nice guy. You'll notice that's the way most guys respond. Women, though, you're like, you go, hey, what's your name? Michelle. Oh, Michelle, my Belle. I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. Ugh, never heard that one before. Really, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was auditioning for you. You know, you're lucky I don't even give a fuck about your name. You're lucky I spent even a moment. The fact that I did that was a put on because I immediately didn't like you and decided, you know what, I'm just going to kill you with kindness. So I've actually gone out of my way to be nicer to you than I wanted to be, but you've proven my point. You're an uncharming little skank. Black Zach, Big Mac. You know, Stuttering John used to call me Scrotum Zach. That's why I think it's really funny that he blocked me on Twitter because I goofed on him for being a dick to Chrissy Mayer. And I'm like, really? Aren't you the guy that when I was an intern and you were the famous Stuttering John and you called me Scrotum Zach? I mean, I think it might have been Ball Zach too. I've heard them both. He might have said both. I don't know. I love guys like John who can dish it out, but they can't take it. Anyway, the point is, this chick's got red hair. So the guy's like, hey, how are you? You know what? I'd like a red-headed slut. You know all about that, don't you? Yeah, Balzac is actually kind of cool, right, Rudy? It's like almost not an insult. Like, he's fucking balls out. He's going for it. I'm going Balzac. 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 Have you heard about that basketball player whose nickname is Cum Bucket? That's pretty funny. He's like from like Nigeria or something, and like he's one of these stories that like unbelievable story of coming from incredible poverty against all odds, playing in the NBA, and his last name is like, you know, Kumbaya Atowski. And so they call him like, and they're like, oh man, they call him Cum for short or something. And he's making lots of buckets, and they've been calling him Cum Bucket. Balzac is the name of the bass player from Gwar. I am so bummed that I never got to see Gwar in their prime. That had to have been a fun show. Just a special effect spectacle. Anyway, the point is, she's like, every guy that does that, he thinks he's clever. It's like, maybe he's just having fun, and you're a bartender, and maybe you should have a cute comeback. You know what I mean? Oh, you saw them 4 times? Was it awesome, Rudy? But imagine you're like, hey, I'd like a redheaded slut just like you. And if you had a cute retort like, why, do I remind you of your mother? I mean, you don't even need, just always go for the mom. And just the fact that you don't get offended, just the fact that you could dish it out and take it and play. I mean, I'll tell you, man, it kind of bothers me, like, if I'm at a bar. Oh, odorous jizzed in your mouth? That's awesome. What did it taste like, Rudy? What was the jizz made of? I heard the Gwar costumes used to smell really bad because they couldn't wash them, and they're doing these shows and they're sweating in them, and they came into the studio. I might have been on Opie and Anthony or Jim and Sam, I forget which, and they were like, yeah, Gwar smelled really bad. He came all over my face. Not only was I not mad about it, I was happy it was fruity. Well, that's cool. They must have made the jism out of like something edible. That's cool. That must have been fun as fuck. Good for you, man. So those shows were really cool, huh? I love shows that are spectacles. They should Febreze those costumes, man. Just Febreze the fuck out of them. Anyway, I hate when I'm sitting at a bar alone and the bartender is doing nothing. Maybe there's nobody else at the bar, or just, one other couple or something, and they don't come over and hang out with me at all, even make an attempt. It's like, what happened to bartenders with personalities? Like bartenders who are craftsmen at their job. All right, so let's go to the next one. Anything blended. It's like an STD in a high school. One person gets one and then everybody else follows. So, I mean, again, what kind of man is ordering a blended cocktail at a bar? Layered shots at 1 a.m. on a Friday night when we're 3 deep at the bar. Any other time, I don't mind. I don't know what a layered shot. What's a layered shot? I'm sorry, I'm a man. I don't know what layered shots are. Where I work, we have a skinny Rita that calls for 2 fresh limes to be cut in half and then manually juiced into the mixer, as opposed to simply using sweet and sour. It's a great drink, but when I'm slammed with a full cocktail section in bar, it's the last thing I have time for. Well, again, you offer, it's on the menu. Maybe you need a second bartender. Maybe you should be faster. Maybe people will just have to wait longer and expect to wait longer when they order something like that. It's like, no problem, I'll make you a skinny Rita, but just realize it's going to be a minute, okay? Okay, hun? 3 different alcohols that lay on top of each other, I think. So it takes forever to pour 3 shots? I mean, what's the big deal? What, do you need a spoon? There's probably a spoon involved. The only thing I hated was when someone gave me their fucked up name for something as if that is what it's called everywhere. Customer, give me a minty Maryland with a bang of gingy. Me, what? Customer, gin and tonic with a lime. Oh, man, people are just trying to make inane parts of life more interesting. But I think being a man is the most interesting. You know what I mean? There's an old western town I'm trying to think if it's in Nevada or California. Feel like what's the name of the town? It's the Bucket of Blood Saloon. And is it Silver City, Nevada? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. If somebody else wants to look it up, you can. Tell me, remind me where it is. I've been there, I think twice, But my dad went there when I was a kid and took my older brother. And there's a bar, and my brother, I don't know, my dad ordered some fucking gay drink. And my dad, Virginia City, Nevada. Thank you, Lizzie. But my brother, it's like, he's in this Western bar. He's like, I'm not doing that. And he slammed his hand on the table. Bartender, whiskey. You know, like they do in the movies. And so I went there the first time, and I did the same thing. And the bartender looked at me like an asshole. I don't know how they looked at my brother, but the bartender looked at me like, really, dick? You know, bartender, whiskey, boom. Only thing that would have been better is if I had a couple of silver dollars to plunk down. My point is, it's like all these celebrities that name their kids weird shit. They think they're being unique. You'd be more unique if you named your kids like Robert and Michael. People would be like, Angelina Jolie is having her 50th baby, this one the old-fashioned way, by birth, and she's decided to name it Michael. Ooh, very retro. Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal's wife or mistress announced her pregnancy. Bartender, whiskey. Exactly, Rudy. Shaquille said, we're going to name our son John. All right, next on the list. Make me something special for my friend's birthday with loads of booze in it. Do you mind about price? No, just make me the best drink, you know? Okay, here's a Long Island iced tea with all the trimming. That'll be 7 pounds. 7 pounds? Go fuck yourself. What's hilarious to me is that it's 7 pounds. You can't get a beer at a dive bar in Los Angeles for 7 pounds. My most hated and despised drink in existence, a vodka martini. Why? It's easy as fuck. Why is a vodka martini? Well, why? There's no reason here. It doesn't give a reason. Is there more here? Photo credit. Oh, most people who order them don't even like them. Okay. Are bartenders the biggest crybabies in the world or what? Yeah, of course a Long Island iced tea fucks you up. But the fact that somebody would complain about it being 7 pounds is really funny. I would imagine a Long Island iced tea at an average bar in LA is probably $30. You know what I mean? Like, give me the strongest drink you have. Sorry, I don't have time to measure the alcohol percentage of the hundreds of drink we serve. Whiskey and tap water for you, buddy. I used to work at a hotel where we made avocado margaritas. It's a frozen drink made with avocado, tequila, served in a martini glass. Had to hand make it every time it was ordered. Ugh. I know when I see them making mojitos, they got that mortar and pestle thing, and they're mashing up mint. It seems pretty brutal. Nothing is worse than Ramos Fizz. Only grouchy, rich, old white people order them. Could you imagine if this said old black people, only grouchy, poor old black men order them. People will be like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, luckily, I'm not grouchy or rich. I am white, and I would say middle-aged. And I've never heard of a Ramos Fizz. They're never satisfied with how they're made. Maybe because you fucking hate making them, you don't put any love into it, and you suck. And who the fuck orders a drink with orange flower water, egg white, and cream? Okay, I don't know anything about that. When someone, I've never ever heard of that drink. There's a lot of old grouchy white people in Florida. Maybe it gets ordered there. When someone gives a very long list of alcohol and exact measurements to their personal drink, no one working a busy bar has time to make this thing your way. Oh, well, that's probably why you're never going to get ahead in life, because maybe it's Bill Gates' kid, and if you provided personal service, imagine if you provided service to everybody as if they were like Tom Cruise or something, you know, not Kelly McGillis, of course, but Tom Cruise, then you know, maybe you'd get ahead in life. But no, just everybody can go fuck themselves. We don't have time for your individual shit. We don't have time to do an excellent job. We only have time for average for everybody. These places should also hire more people so you could spend more time. And have a light of my smoke. And give me a toke. And tell me there's some place you'd rather be. This was on me, but once I made Skittles vodka. Never again. Rainbow-colored puke everywhere. Wisconsin Bloody Mary. The amount of garnishes make the drink, but it's a bitch to prep. And don't forget the beet chaser. I wonder what a Wisconsin Bloody Mary is versus a regular Bloody Mary. Bloody Marys are ridiculous drinks, like a giant salad floating in tomato juice and vodka. Jaeger bombs, not because of the drink, but because of the people who drink them. The only drink I refuse to make that's kind of drinkist, right? I'm sure there's some fine people that... I mean, listen, let's be honest. Any drink that has the word bomb in it is probably being... Again, it's being drunk by 20-something-year-olds. You know, sake bombs, Jaeger bombs. The only drink I refuse to make, is there another one? Irish car bomb. I knew there was another one. The only drink I refuse to make is the one after I realized that you shouldn't be drinking anymore. Since personal responsibility doesn't exist anymore, I'm liable if some drunk hurts someone else or themselves after they leave my bar. So don't give me a hard time when you get a cup of coffee or a glass of water when I realize you've had enough. Or just drink at home. Cheers. It is funny. It used to be if I saw people drinking a lot on TV, it made me want to drink. It's like watching some like old-timey movie like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It's like I don't smoke cigarettes, but all of a sudden I want to smoke cigarettes and drink because they're doing it constantly. But now I see people drinking and it makes me nauseous. It's really strange. I had my head twisted a whole different way now where I really just don't ever want to feel awful again. Margaritas. Want to know why I hate margaritas? Margaritas because Cinco de fucking Mayo. I worked the last 3 Cinco de Mayos at a decently sized bar in my hometown, and every year it's the same. Throughout the night, approximately 300 white people, goddamn fucking white people again, they come in, spending money, tipping me, celebrating Cinco de Mayo as if they know why it's a holiday, and all immediately assume they should drink margaritas. Well, I'm sorry for people coming in and it being a night that the owners of the bar look forward to where they can make a nice profit. What a fucking... Have you ever seen an article with more whiny bitches in your life? Who knew that bartenders were such pussies? Oh my God. I know, the Reverend Carl, back when he was a bartender... That, my friends, was an artist. You want to see bartendistry? Is that a thing, bartendistry? This man jokes for miles energy for miles, working fast, making everybody feel welcome, introducing everybody to everybody else. Everybody drinking, everybody smoking, everybody singing, laughing, getting laid. No bad vibes anywhere to be found. The greatest. He would not be on this list. These pussies. And white people ordering. Do you know how many white people come into the bar? We don't want a bunch of white people coming. Could you imagine if it was like, do you know why I hate making grape juice and vodka? Because every year on MLK Jr.'s birthday, 300 blacks come into the bar and they all think they have to celebrate with grape juice and vodka. And it's like you don't even know what MLK Jr., what he was about, man. You're just getting drunk. People would be like, what? First of all, bar owners would be like, first of all, that's not a thing. The bar isn't flooded. How is that? By the way, we have these huge celebrations for Mexicans, for Irish. There is no like black like day where everybody goes to the bar and like, I mean, Mardi Gras maybe? I mean, I don't know. We need like a national black holiday where where people are like, I hate this holiday. All these white people come and celebrate this black holiday. Whatever. I've belabored the point as usual. After year one, I decided to make a count of how many margaritas I made during a shift for Cinco de Mayo. A shift for me from 5 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. I made 230 margaritas in one day. Do you know how much tequila that is? I don't. All I know is that my manager made at least 8 liquor runs. We kept reserves in the basement. The manager would grab around 3 handles of shitty generic tequila blancos. Know how fun it is making 5 margaritas a time for 8 hours? 0 fun. Not one fun. Margaritas suck. You don't even care about Latin culture. I hate you. What a fucking asshole. What a racist, loser, lazy piece of shit. You Juice 189. Where does You Juice 189 take you? Let's see. Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's just too funny. This is a Reddit thing. I was just wondering where all this stuff went to. By the way, why don't you make the margaritas ahead of time and make pictures of them? Just pictures and pictures of margarita. I mean, I don't understand. You don't know how to do it ahead of time? Long Island iced teas. We're back to this one. Anybody who orders anything and then tells me I can't taste the alcohol in this. Oh, there was no Long Island iced tea, no explanation? I don't know. Anybody who orders anything and tells me I can't taste alcohol in this. Fucker, that's why I'm a bartender. Part of my skill is mixing things together to give them a great new flavor. You can't taste the alcohol because I'm good at my job. You want to taste the alcohol? Order your shit neat. Better yet, go sit by the guy in the corner and drink your shit out of a paper bag. Milkshakes. I've bartended in a few restaurants, and I've always hated making the milkshakes. Takes 3 times as long as a real drink. There's usually no tip involved. Good takeaway. When ordering drinks, a slam Friday night is a far different beast than an empty bar at lunchtime. Wow. So there you go. I think the takeaway is bartenders don't have real jobs and they complain about it. Even though they make a lot of money, get to drink for free, get laid constantly. And if they're in Los Angeles, they're good looking. Ugly people aren't allowed to bartend in Los Angeles. it's against the rules here. I think it's a SAG-AFTRA rule. I'm pretty sure. That says bartenders aren't. You have to be. I think you have to be in LA 8 or above. I think to be a bartender in Los Angeles County. The standards do vary from town to town. You know, you're going to get away with a different look in Venice than you will from, let's say, Beverly Hills versus, of course, West Hollywood and Hollywood proper. These are all, but even in Venice, you're going to have to be basically in LA 8 or above to legally, if you want to be a member of SAG-AFTRA, that is. Now, if you want to go FICOR and leave the union, then I believe you are allowed to bartend at non-union bars. And there you can be, I think, in LA 5. I mean, I guess you could be anything since it's non-union bartending. But you're definitely not going to get, you're not going to make friends at the union. They're not going to be happy about it. And but generally, even though it's a non-union bartending gig, I believe you still are required to be, not required, rather. Sorry, I'm distracted here. I'm packing a bowl. I think generally speaking, you're not going to see lower than an LA 5 at a scab bar. The rules are a little more lax for servers. Generally, the same thing applies, though. You know. If you're wondering where the clinically, what was it in Infinite Jest? I forget how he described these people that were tragically. Oh, I probably have it bookmarked somewhere. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. The clinically grotesque, the empirically ugly. Where do they work in Los Angeles? The truth is they don't. They don't. You go, well, what about on a construction site? Nope. Most of those people you see on construction sites are extras. They're not even doing any work. You never noticed how good looking the people are on construction sites in Los Angeles? LA County is the Truman Show. It's a little secret, I'm telling you. I know from the outside, you're like, what is going on out there? Well, I'm pulling back the curtains. As soon as you get to Los Angeles, you are in the Matrix. Okay. You could tell because the weed's real good. Let's do this one. Here is, and what time do we have here? This is kind of fun. I'm a big fan of Steven Pinker. And there's a website, humanprogress.org. There's also the Good News Network. What all of these things have in common is they all talk about how overall things are actually getting better. Even though you're like looking around and you're going, it really seems that things are horrible. You know, you're going to have ups and downs. It's like, let's say you're a professional poker player. You're not going to win every session. You know, you could lose for a few weeks in a row, let's say. Just things aren't going your way. The cards are falling horrifically. It could happen. But you care about the result at the end of the year. So your graph has some ups, some downs, some ups and downs along the way, but the graph overall is going up. So taken from the 30,000 foot view, you see a graph going up, 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 up. And within that graph, on a daily basis, it's going up and down, right? Some extremely lucky days and some unlucky days. And so there's a lot of, if you decide that you want good news and you would rather focus on all of the things that are better about the world, those are some outlets. Steven Pinker's book, I forget what it was called, but you'll find it. Look him up. and humanprogress.org, goodnewsnetwork.org. And anyway, Reason Magazine, which you know is one of my favorite publications. It, all over the place. Where did my thing go? Okay, here we go. Okay. This is Elizabeth Nolan Brown. 40 ways things are getting better. What has gotten materially better in America in, say, the last 20 years? So much. So, this is funny. Hundreds of responses poured in about things that have gotten better. One of them is Brussels sprouts. What up, Goisermas? How you doing, man? I had Brussels sprouts a few years ago at an event. They were, I guess they were roasted or something. I didn't even know what they were. I got a plate of whatever this thing was, and I was like, this is the best shit I've ever tasted. And I found out they were Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts. Do you say the S on the end of Brussels? Brussels sprouts? Are they Brussels sprouts or Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts. Anyway, turns out I love Brussels sprouts, so that's funny it's on the list. So here's a sampling of responses they got when they asked what's gotten better in the last 20 years. Switch your TV to low resolution mode once and see what type of poverty we used to live in. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's if you it's spelled Brussels though, Lizzie. It's spelled Brussels. How come it's not Brussels sprouts? Sprouts from Brussels, European city in Belgium. Oh, I know. I know Goisermas. Yeah, if you look at a TV set, like an old school television, like the way we all watched it, and let's say like you looked at the best TV that existed in 1990, oh my God, you look at that, you're like, how did we even know what a celebrity looked like from watching this? Brussels sprouts is fun, though. No one says that. I think I'm going to do that. It'll get better when Biden, Harris, Pelosi are tarred and feathered and banned from society in public. Truthinator speaking the truth. It'd be great if the country just got sick of every elected official, voted every single one of them out, and then voted in people that promised to follow the Constitution. A guy can dream. All right, in 2001, if you missed an episode of your favorite TV show, you used to have to just like hope that a TV network would put it on TV again one day. It's funny, the first two have to do with TV. The quality of television dramas. The Big Bang Theory is no longer in the air, which I never watched it, but that's mean. Violent crime has dropped like a rock. Look at that. Bam. The quality and cost of electric micromobility have dramatically improved. For a price of a single 2001 Segway, you can now buy 16 commute-ready e-scooters. We're just really waiting on cities to wake up. Yeah, these are like Segways and shit. They are pretty cool, man. Not pictured an electric unicycle, which is what I want. Too many S's suck. Being able to walk into a store and buy high-quality weed's a big improvement. Access to information. You know, I've said nothing should be censored. What we need is PSAs warning people to learn how to do proper research. And we need schools to focus on teaching people how to do research. We go, hey, listen, kids, you're now growing up at a time where there's this thing, the internet, where there's all the information in the world, good, bad, and everything in between. What we need to teach you to do is to discern good information from bad information, and to determine what you believe to be good versus bad information on your own through critical thinking skills and analysis. That should be the focus. It shouldn't be on Big Brother. It shouldn't be on corporations, the government, TV stations, media outlets to decide what's misinformation and what's not. Everything should be out there. The answer to the cure for bad information has never been censorship. It's always been more information. So the focus should be on teaching people to think and do research so that when they come across a flat earth video and they start to get sucked down by that rabbit hole, that they can go, okay, let me look at all of this information and let me look at what the flat earth people are saying and let me make a decision. And listen, if they still think the earth is flat, that's okay. I'll still be friends with them. But I would like to at least believe they went to an effort of really, truly researching it and discerning good versus bad information sources. It should be a whole class in school should be how to determine the validity of an information source, the credibility. It's like, here are the steps you should take to determine the credibility of the source you're listening to. And it's like, you should check with A, B, and C. Why are A, B, and C credible? Here are the reasons they're credible. If you don't trust A, B, and C, here's 3 other sources. I mean, I don't know. I just thought of it because of the access to information comment. The cost of technology, it's true, it's much cheaper. Food's much more varied everywhere. Easier, faster, cheaper to communicate with people. Knowledge much easier to get if you know where to go. That's kind of what I was just saying. My internet speeds, the days of waiting half an hour to buffer a 20-minute video are long gone. May they rest in peace. Better accessibility to the international media, TV, movies, books, music, comics, everything. Thank you, translators. Might be controversial. Communications technology. Social media has real negative effects, but the ability to instantly read and watch anything you want or communicate with anyone is a big deal. Absolutely. I used to fantasize about having a walkie-talkie that was good enough to be able to talk to one of my friends on across town. You know what I mean? Now look at the way we can communicate. Way cooler than walkie-talkies, man. Diagnosis, acceptance, and treatment of developmental intellectual disabilities. I feel more accepted, that's true. What up, JB? Our diagnostic criteria for understanding of and vocabulary around neurodiversity, cannabis laws, the visibility and resulting relative safety of gender-diverse people. Oh, brother. Manda probably has pronouns in her bio. Restaurant food, variety, and quality. In the 80s, Chinese takeout and the Italian place were the ethnic food options considered a bit exotic. Much of the country coffee was like Folgers crystals. Much more in the food beverage category, though often unaffordable, is noticeable. Being gay sucks so much less now than it used to be. That's good. Gay marriage, that's good. Trans rights, it's amazing. That's all good. It's amazing how quickly public attitudes toward gay people have changed in the last 20 years. That's a big onslaught of that. Panda Express, woohoo. Yeah, I was thinking that. P.F. Chang's if you really want to take the little lady out for a special date night, JB. Go watch a movie made in the late 90s. See how prevalent casual homophobia wasn't like everything. Oh, brother, it was just jokes. Convenience. Yeah, go back and watch a movie made in the late 90s and see how much funnier it was when everybody could take a joke. Convenience food options, cold caffeine, on-the-go meal replacement products. Most gas station stores, they have protein bars and a Willy Wonka-like variety of flavors. Artificially sweet and mostly palatable drinks. Enough caffeine to send you to the moon. Fast food chicken sandwiches. Being an introvert and or misanthrope. There's a taco spot in my neighborhood that lets you order over text and pay on Venmo so you don't have to talk to anyone when you want tacos. Ebook readers. I agree with that, man. I have a Note 9. It's a large screen. So I would read ebooks on this and thought it was all I needed. But of course, in the sun, hard to see. You could turn, I don't like Panda Express either, Rudy. Yeah, I could turn the brightness way up, but it still wasn't that great. Finally, about a year ago or so, got a Kindle. Best thing ever, man. I love it. HIV care. It's a treatable chronic condition rather than a death sentence. Alcohol options. Options if you don't want alcohol. Mental health treatment. Automobile efficiency and safety. People are driving crazier than ever. Cars. Transportation options for people without cars. On-demand car rental, grocery, food delivery. That's absolutely true. GPS, that's a huge one for me. Specialty, diet food options. I feel like we need more diet options than ever. Being a nerd. Phone calls. No long distance charges. Getting dressed. In other words, clothes are cheaper. $9 sweatshirt from Walmart. Nicer than anything you could buy in 2001. Yeah, I saw Rogan had the Kung Flu. Took a whole cocktail of drugs. Felt better a few days later. Did he not? I thought he did cancel the Sacramento show. He didn't? Cancer treatment's better. That's good. I don't want that. Weather reports. But the band Weather Report, I don't know if they're still together. Bicycling infrastructure. That's true. There's a lot of good bike lanes where I live in Santa Monica. Cameras, avocado access, hygiene products, video games, access to fruits and vegetables. I thought we already covered the gay rights thing earlier in this. I thought we covered gay rights and mental health earlier in this thread. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. Gambling laws. Yeah, I don't know. Not everywhere, though. Same thing with cannabis laws, right? I wish we had good gambling. The World Series of Poker, I wish I could play WSOP events in California. I mean, online movie theaters. Shit. And movie theaters, I don't know. It seemed like a scary place to me. Digital video. I have a huge TV now. I have almost no desire to go to a movie theater anymore. I think the only one I'd like to do is go to one of those theaters that's like has like a waiter and cocktails and the reclining seats and the super fancy ones like the iPix or whatever. What else? Democratization of the public sphere. I don't know what that. Clean energy, access to diverse music, body positivity. Yeah, whatever. I don't think that's so good. People feeling good about being fat is not a good thing. Smoking rates, that's good. Carbonated beverages. A lot of people's asses. A lot of people put their ass. Alcohols relating to food. Answers relating to food, alcohol, weed, coffee, computing, TV. Areas no one can deny have improved since the turn of the century seem to be the most prevalent. Despite a diverse set of answers, both quirky and serious, there's still a whole lot of progress that's gone unmentioned. As a number of people commented, it may be easier to list things that haven't gotten better over the past 2 decades. Almost everything's gotten better. The outliers stand out so much because everything else either got better marginally, like that is travel costs, or by leaps and bounds, communications tech. Here's humanprogress.org. That's what I was talking about. It's a great website. So there you go. Fun stuff. I guess what I'm trying to say is what Monty Python always said. Try to look on the bright side of life. Do-doot, do-doot. Always look on the bright side of life. I just saw the headline and thought this was funny. The federal government cautions incoming Afghan refugees against moving to California. It's like, listen, we know you've barely escaped with your life, and you've been through some harrowing experiences. We're glad you're here. We want you to be safe. We want you to be comfortable. Because of that, we want to warn you. There's one place you do not want to go. You thought Afghanistan was bad? You have not seen downtown Los Angeles. Let me show you some pictures here. No. Those are not Brazilian favelas. That is downtown Los Angeles in California. Stay away. Austin? Yeah, Austin's fine. Go to Austin. You could go see Joe Rogan and go see Kill Tony. It's but we're telling you, for your own safety, we don't want you to leave a horrible situation in Afghanistan just to find yourself in a worse situation in California. No, San Francisco's no good either. You will step in human feces inevitably. There is an app that shows you where the human shit on the sidewalks of San Francisco are, so you could look out for it. Yes, and it's an improvement. I guess in Afghanistan you don't have an app for it, but I guarantee there's probably more shit on the streets of San Francisco. There might already be Afghans in California, JB. This is the federal government saying you don't want to add to it. They're going to listen. Your Afghani friends that already live in California that sent you postcards, they're all moving to Austin or Nashville. So meet them there. Meet them in Florida. Both liberals and conservatives could take some lessons from the U.S. State Department's list of cities that it recommends Afghan refugees relocate to. Federal government, helpful advice for Afghan refugees. For the love of God, do not try to rent an apartment in California. Many of the Afghans who've been airlifted out of their country in the wake of the Taliban's takeover will be able to come to America under the U.S. State Department's Special Immigrant Visa Program. Provides visas to translators. I wonder if this is my chance to get a hot Afghani girlfriend. Some of these women have to be hot, right? And need a place. They're already here. They already have a visa. You don't have to marry them. You could just, this might be my time. So they provides visas to translators who worked with U.S. forces, helps them find a new city once they get to America. SIV participants who opt to receive resettlement benefits can also choose to be relocated to one of 19 cities identified as having reasonable cost of living, housing availability, supportive services, welcoming communities with volunteers and resources. These cities include several in Texas, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. I told you, the Mountain West, Salt Lake City, and Denver. Oh, they'll love you in Salt Lake City. Go there. The Southeast, Raleigh, Durham, and Atlanta. And Atlanta's good. And a couple of lower-cost cities in the Mid-Atlantic, Philly and Baltimore. Noticeably absent from the list are any cities in California. What about nothing in New York either? Nothing in Illinois. Like nothing in Chicago. State Department's website explicitly warns arriving Afghans against trying to move there, saying that some cities in California are very expensive places to live. It can be difficult to find reasonable housing and employment. Any resettlement benefits you receive may not comfortably cover the cost of living in these areas, especially if you think a Long Island iced tea for £7 is expensive. 6 out of 10 of the most expensive cities to rent a one-bedroom apartment are located in California, West Side, according to an August report from rental listing website Zumper. I've been known to Zumper. Zach, hump me. Oh, you want the Zumper? Yes. Okay. Here you go. Get it? It's the Zach Humper, the Zumper. Okay. Let me go ahead and do this. The Washington, D.C. metro area, which was ranked the sixth most. I realized I just got an idea. What I should probably do when Drew does the show is I should stand here. The other camera should be on Drew. Drew should get control of the stream deck so that throughout the show he can be hitting buttons, including sound effects, and then chiming in. I think that would be good. All right. The Washington, D.C. metro area, which was ranked the sixth most expensive city in the Zumper report. I live on, never mind. In the Zumper report, is also singled out by the State Department as a particularly expensive place that incoming migrants should avoid unless they have friends or family who will be able to assist them financially. Ultra expensive New York City, the traditional entry point for past waves of immigrants coming to America, told you to go fuck yourself, is also left off the State Department's list. You want to live in New York City? You know, like where Ellis Island is? Oh, you're so silly. This is a place only for rich people now. The much more affordable area of northern New Jersey, in contrast, is a recommended destination for Afghan refugees. Oh, man. Northern New Jersey is much friendlier to new housing development. Houston, Dallas, Raleigh, Durham. Folks on the right, including Tucker Carlson. I don't really think of Tucker Carlson as being on the right. Do you guys? I think of him as either more libertarian or he's like half entertainer. I mean, his show, on the show, I think he's half entertainer, half libertarian, or maybe half entertainer, half independent. I don't really think of him as right wing. What up, ibuprofen? Anyway, Tuck says we shouldn't admit Afghan refugees because the country just doesn't have enough housing for them. That's simply not true for many fast-growing cities that are adding more than enough housing to accommodate newcomers, whether they're coming from Kandahar or Kansas City. Dude, the Eddie Bravo last night was talking about how, like, the entire world, like, if you took all of the people in the world, that they could all fit inside of Texas, that one state could hold everybody, like, with plenty of room. Like, so we got room, man. Come on. It's also not true of low-growth, low-cost cities like Baltimore, Maryland, and Buffalo, New York, which also made the State Department's list. If anything, these cities have too much vacant housing, could really benefit from the revitalizing effects of new immigrants. On the other hand, liberal-leaning residents of America's bluest cities should probably do some soul-searching about the fact their communities, while rhetorically accepting of immigrants, are so expensive that new arrivals are being actively warned to not try to resettle there. By ditching restrictions on new development, these cities could make themselves more welcoming to refugees, leaving excessive red tape in place. Meanwhile, would prove that many progressives' messages about accepting refugees aren't worth the multilingual yard signs they're printed on. Yeah, Rudy, you agree with me? He's not right. I don't think he's right. Some people think libertarians are right wing. I don't think libertarian. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever. Amazon. These are just some things that grabbed my attention. I wasn't even, these are just headlines. I wasn't planning on doing that whole story. Amazon pressures FCC to deny SpaceX's satellite internet plan. Look at this. It's billionaires fighting with one another. 1,700 satellites currently in orbit. SpaceX's Starlink is giving its 100,000 customers download speeds of 50 to 150 megs a second or higher, bringing its orbital fleet to 30,000 would serve customers even more effectively. Middlesome competitors are one reason why consumers can't have a nice thing. Amazon wants to launch a similar network. Says SpaceX application violates FCC rules. They're trying to get them to deny the launch, to deny launching its second generation satellites. Okay, the crux of the matter is SpaceX submitted not one but two configurations of satellites, requesting approval for both. Doing so is unfair. The systems arrange the satellites in different orbital parameters. SpaceX's novel approach of applying for two mutually exclusive configurations is at odds with both the Commission's rules and public policy. We urge the Commission to wake Zach up. He's bored. Okay, and that's the end of that story. Go fight each other. Whatever. What was the other thing I had here? Oh, all right. I didn't look at it because I didn't want to go blind, but I saw a headline that Madonna was posing in lingerie, and I was just like, honestly, I never thought she was hot, even in her prime. But is there anybody that's looking to see Madonna in her lingerie? Isn't she about 77 years old now? She's like, she could be Mick Jagger's daughter if Mick Jagger had her at 20. Yeah, I like Tuck as well. 2.5 Men star Angus T. Jones makes rare appearance in L.A. after leaving Hollywood. Do we care about that? I remember he left the show and talked a bunch of shit. Whatever, I don't care. Welcome. All right, guys. I think that should. Oh, it's 7-Eleven. Look at that. I think that does it for me. I believe. Let's see if it'll tell me. Does it for me? Oh, I didn't see. I didn't. Thought I had muted that. Sorry. Oh, yeah, look at that. I went like an hour and 21 minutes. All right. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I would appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. I'm stuck at 649 subs. And if you'd like to support the show, go to zachwaldman.com/fans. And thank you, Lizzie, for your continued support.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
And Rudy Lara. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I got some ideas in the works. I just actually have to do them. I'm thinking about doing maybe a poker vlog again. I want to find a unique angle, though, from everybody else's. So I don't know. I don't want to just show hands. I feel like that's boring. Maybe it's not to people. I don't know. Maybe people like just watching hands. I don't know. If you guys have, I wish Dub was here because Dub Style loves poker and loves poker vlogs. One guy I saw that I only watched a little bit of it because I wasn't digging it. I wanted to. It was the Old Man Coffee poker vlog, and he's got like I think a few thousand subs, 4,000. If it was 2,000, 5,000, I don't know. Way more than I have, and I love the concept of an OMC. Well, I have my stingers for people that are members of the Zach Waldman fan club who join at zachwaldman.com/fans. I put together these stingers for them, and that one's for Rudy. See that? It says Rudy Lotta. And the other one's for Lizzie. So there you go. But anyway, if you guys don't know, an OMC in poker vernacular is an old man coffee. An old man coffee, it's a type of player. And you don't even have to be an old man to be an OMC. But if you're an OMC, you fall into the category. It's a category of player. But generally, OMCs are old men. An OMC is an old man coffee. An old man coffee, I've usually seen, actually, 100% of the time I've seen them, it's been because I've been up all night playing cards. And now it's the morning time. It's like 7 a.m. And here comes the old man with a newspaper under his arm and usually some kind of like World War II hat, some kind of military hat, something like that, and a windbreaker, slacks, the whole, you get the idea. And they sit down, they order a coffee, and they pull out the newspaper, spread it out, and this guy is basically not going to play a hand if he doesn't have the nuts. So it's like the tightest of tight players. This guy's going to read his paper, sip his coffee, and fold everything except for like tens and higher. It's like pairs of tens and ace king. Pairs of tens are better, and like ace king. Everything else, this dude's probably going to fold, right? That's an OMC. And I always saw him because, I'd be up all night playing, and here comes this guy at 7:30 in the morning. He's freshly showered. He's got his paper. This was years ago. I'm drunk. It's like I'm hammered. They cut me off, because last call was at like 2 a.m. So I had to stop drinking, but I'm still fucked up. And now it's 7:30 and I'm still drunk. And, then it's like, 9 a.m. and, now I can finally start drinking again. One of those. Oh my God. Those sessions could be fun. So I don't know so this guy had a vlog. It was, old man coffee. I'm like, I like that idea. I like the idea of an old man coffee doing a vlog. And if he's like all grizzled and shit, but the little bit I saw, it was just like, it wasn't that good. And he had like several, like I said, a few thousand subs. And then there's Ryan DePaulo. He's probably got the best poker vlog. Degenerate Gambler. He's hilarious, and that's a great angle. Degenerate Gambler. I'm just it's gonna degen out. I love that. So that angle's been taken, and Andrew Nemi, he does the nerd angle. Like the nerdy guy that never gets laid thing. He does that already, so I can't do that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Brad Owen already cornered the market on autistic poker players. Kidding, Brad. I love you. So many poker vloggers in Los Angeles now. I started doing it a long time ago. Just didn't stick with it. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I know why I didn't, because I decided to focus on my career. Okay, I remember now. Well, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful night. I got a little sidetracked there. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Go to ZachWaldman.com/fans. Enjoy the good Reverend Carl, because I'm going to play you out with him, because that's what I always do. And of course, I love each and every one of you more than chocolate cake.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party, I'm having a party, people, and a party, people, well, put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends, bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The buzz is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, having a party, I'm having a party, people, and a party, people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, having a party, people, and a party, people, well, the monster man is feeling smooth. While in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove, till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sunlight comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people. Party people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, we having a party people, and a party people, having plenty of fun. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungleberry is scabbing tails. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. I let him away with it. I let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. And a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. Well. Reggie Love is dressed in plain. He to bop the night away, 'cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County. Girly girl by the telephone, she's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love